Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to our live. Today is Tuesday, and we're going to be doing some coloring. Yip, yip, yip. Hooray, right? Uh, First of all, good morning. How you doing? Hopefully well. I'm doing okay. Today is the official last day of summer. Can you believe that? For me, at least. The last day of summer. School starts tomorrow. I'm very calm, cool, and relaxed because school starts tomorrow. Can you believe that? Summer went by so fast. We didn't do anything. And I think I had an idea of what I wanted to do. I wanted to do some traveling. But the air conditioning broke and you can't really justify a trip when your air conditioning is down. Anyway, it's always another time. Better planning, etc., etc., etc. So good morning again. I hope everyone's doing great. I am doing peachy keen. I have so many things I want to get done today. I have some errands that must be ran. That must be ran. Good morning, Chris. How you doing? Hopefully well. Let me know if y'all can hear that fan and I'll adjust it. Good morning, Heather. How you doing? Hopefully you're doing well. I haven't been on YouTube lately to watch any videos of any sort except for video game videos when I'm driving because I don't need to pay attention to that. I can just kind of listen and glance. Safety first, as the big roommate says, safety first. So I'm still in bed. I'm doing well. Oh, that's good. I want to talk to y'all real quick. Last week or week before last, I told you I had went to the Dollar Tree and I had bought some stuff. It wasn't enough stuff to do a haul because it was like snacks, some sunflower seeds, some pretzels for my son, and some candy for my husband. So I did see these. I usually and I had told myself, "Oh no, tomorrow he goes to school tomorrow, Heather." I'm like, I had just donated. I was donating some stuff to a reuse store, like they sell stuff that people donate. And we'll talk about that real quick because I talked about it last week. I touched on it last week. So anyway, I saw these and I had just got rid of some organization stuff, and I was like, I'm not. What are you doing? Why would you do that? And I was like, no, we're only gonna get two. I'm talking to myself because the organizer and the budgeter showed up for the meeting, right? They showed up for the meeting. They showed up and it was like, listen, girl, I don't know what you're doing, but you just got rid of some stuff that was a dollar and now you're buying $1.25 stuff. I was like, it's only two, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I got these and I was like, oh, maybe I can connect them some kind of way, glue them to each other, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I was like, you know what? Just have two on your desk. And this is what I have done with mine so far. I'm always looking for, and I was going to say, I'm missing one piece. I'm always looking for these three things in particular. So I was like, that would be good. You can put them however you want. It's not a real craft organizer. It's for vanity. So it's probably like blushes, some alcohol or cotton balls, and then some uh, makeup brushes. But we have makeup brushes, we have applicators and stuff like that for our crafting. So yeah, and I have my shelf that I had bought from Tuesday morning when it was still in operation. I have two of those. I have another one because eventually I'm going to be going back into my craft room to make my craft videos, and I'll stay where I'm at right now for just a live stream. So anyway, I had purchased some coloring books online, a big bundle of coloring books, like 10, no, 15 coloring book pages or whatever. So I got that, and I want to show you what it is. So I got this, and I'm going to be making a fruit junk journal. We are going to be making a fruit junk journal, but it will not be a live stream junk journal. It will be me going through and cultivating and making it because I want to say September. will probably be another junk journal or another series of some sort. I'm not doing any back to school stuff because back to school is expensive, and my son wears uniform to school. So I don't have to worry about his shoes, right? The uniforms are khaki pants and a school logo t-shirt. But the school logo t-shirts cost $12. But if you think about it, he can wear that shirt every day, not the same shirt, every day of the week. I don't have to worry about him getting the Mario shirt or the shirt that the other little kid had that he liked, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's one shirt that's $12. His khaki pants cost $6 at when I can find them at Burlington or either Ross and stuff like that because he grows so fast. So $6 pair of pants and a $12 shirt and some $40 shoes every day of the week. Just think about that. Whereas other people are buying 4 pairs of shoes, 5 to 10 pair of jeans, 10 shirts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, you were watching her make something to acrylic 2 pocket. Oh, I have to watch the video. Yeah, I mean, look at this. Is this not cute? I was gonna put this in here, but I was like, no, I don't like grabbing for stuff like that. I just like to snatch it out. So even these are probably in the wrong spot for me because I just like to be able to pull the things out. But yeah, I feel like crafters are very frugal minded individuals when we come to creating different things. But yeah, I have a shoe holder thanks to Ruth's Inkwell that I have a lot of hole punchers in that's mounted on the wall in my craft space, and I just put all the hole punchers in there. I'm actually going to be doing a D-stash, y'all, a D-stash or a sale. Also, I'm going to be doing a live sale at some point. I just got to coordinate with the person that wants it to be done. It'll probably be September sometime. We just got to go over some things, and I got to get my mind right. Uh, I'm guessing by the second week of school, I'll have my mind right. So anyway, I want to show you these images. We won't color all these today because you know it takes about an hour to color an image. So we got this, the large piece, and this we'll probably break this down and cut out a few, and then these will be inserts. Because if you think about it, a lot of people use seed packets when they're doing junk journals. So these are all the same, and it's page 135. So we got that. Then we got this girl. We've colored her before, or a similar girl to her. So I'm just assuming that these people are recycling the artwork. Um, yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. What are you? Anyway, so I think we may end up coloring her, or I want to color this because I was like, I could just use some soft pinks and yellows, and we can color these flowers. And then if I wanted to, I can reprint this out and just paper piece on top of there. I didn't cut. I cut everything, and this has a different color to it. It's like a off white. And then these some sunflowers. You know, I'm addicted to sunflowers. I don't like them in real life because sunflowers are wildflowers or daisies are just weeds and they kill other things. And then I did this because I'm going to color this for um I don't know what to tell you, Chris. Uh nothing ready for what? For I'm gonna do this for the Halloween, the spooky what is it called? Have the spooky 13? I don't know. Creepy, keep it creepy. I don't know. I keep changing the name of Wondering Dreamers Creepy 13. I had sent her this thing. I was like, keep it spooky. I don't know. I kept changing name, but it's Creepy 13. Thank you. So if y'all want to, we can color this first. It's just gonna be a little black. I was thinking I can make the cat orange color, and the pumpkin could be purple. It doesn't have to be the quote unquote traditional color. So we can do the kitty cats. This is the options. We can do the kitty cats. Chris seems to like the kitty cats. Um, we can do a flower. So we could pick, I'll probably do this one. And we could do the girl, or we could do fruit. So fruit, lady, flowers, or cats. So if you want to have a vote, you want to have a say on what we color today, go ahead and put it in the chat. If not, we'll go with whatever I want to do. Don't be shy. You can be shy if you like, but you don't have to be shy. The sunflower and cats. Okay. So you can even put this in here. Kats. Okay. We're gonna go with the cats then. Let's do these little Kit Kats. So I hope everyone is having a great start of this August. Mine is okay. We did meet the teacher yesterday, and yeah, I'm not. So full disclosure, when my son is old for the grade he's in, because his birthday is in October. To school, if your kid is not born, I think it's September in Texas, September 9th, 5th, some weird number like that. They can't go to school early. So my friend, my former coworker, she was pregnant the same time I was pregnant. Her baby was supposed to be born in September, but he came in August. So he's going to the third grade, and I'm going to the my son is going to the second grade. Although they're only a month apart, 2 months apart, August, September, October. Yeah. 2 months apart, right? So whenever I see her posting pictures, I'm like, oh. But then I looked up, I researched because I was like, maybe he could go to. I'm gonna get out some color pencils just so y'all know. Maybe he can go to school early, blah blah blah. Because in my head, my child is a gene before I met the boy. Uh, yeah, before I met him, I was like, my child's gonna be so amazing. Delusion is what I'll say. Delusional all the way around when it comes to children. I think a lot of parents are a little bit blinded by the fact that that's their child and they think their child is the most amazing kid in the whole wide world when they're really like little jerks. Because every kid is a jerk. I don't care how sweet your kid is. At some point, they will say something. You're like, did you just say that to me? And you want to choke them, right? Um, but yeah, I was like, well, maybe we can get him in school early if he presents as a child with advanced knowledge, right? He's average. He's a regular kid. He does regular kid stuff. He's not on the, oh my goodness, I'm going to be a prodigy of Mozart kind of wavelength, and I'm okay with that. I have no problems with it. But what he is not going to do is be lazy. You're going to try. So I'm just getting the colors. I think we're going to go with purple, orange cat, and the pumpkin. I think I want it to be green because they could be green. It's underripe, right? We'll see. We got 4 images to screw up, so. And I want to make this little kitty cat's nose pink. And is this too pink? Is the question. That might be too pink. He's a wonderful kid. I love him. Yeah, because you don't live with him. I remember the first time I went to pick him up. Not the first time, but one of the times in kindergarten. And the logistic principal rarely talks to me, right? But he stopped me that day. I guess once he realized whose parent I was. And he's like, I just want you to know he is such a wonderful little boy. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm sitting there thinking, my son? I said, oh, well, thank you so very much. And unfortunately, sometimes parents can be like, my child is horrible. I was like, well, he don't act like that at home. But I realize, and that's the good thing. He has what we say in the South, old Southerners. He got that good home training. Because I will hurt him if he go to school and act a fool. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna make this buckle go. Now look, these are the cheap. These are not my normal. Let's fix this light because I don't like to have a shadow. I don't like the shadow. Just so you know, it drives me crazy. I'm gonna be trying to work on my setup in the next couple of weeks. I think. Yeah, my son is very very charming and amazing, right? To everybody but me and his dad. To myself and his dad, we are the end of the worst parents in the whole wide world. Good morning, Samara. Like he did not want to go to sleep last night. He was like, I can't sleep. And I've told myself that instead of me just sending him on his way, I'm gonna invest the time in listening to the nonsense that he has to tell me. So he was telling me about a kid at school. I was like, well, did she talk to you? He was like, well, last year I said this is a whole nother year. She might be, nice to you. And I said, does her friendship really? And he doesn't understand certain words, right? But I was like, does her friendship validate who you are? Like, really? And so he's like, yeah, it matters. Dad still cannot do anything. anything wrong. Oh, no, no, no. If my husband says go to bed or no, you can't have this candy, like I bought my husband a PlayStation 5 for Christmas, right? We had been going back and forth since COVID about the daggone PlayStation 5, right? And they cost a lot of money. So, if you buy a big ticket item, you only get one. Well, in my house, if you buy an expensive item, you only get one thing. The other stuff is like some socks and candy or whatever. So, I got him that, and he didn't open it for a long time, like 3 months ago. June, maybe June. And my son's been playing it the whole time. So, today my husband and I were discussing that, and he was like, well, if I don't let him play it, he starts to say that I'm mean. And I'm like, so my thing is, and this is what I told Chris yesterday, in this current era, we have to stop letting our kids dictate to us what they want. I'm going to use um, a different marker. I think I'm going to pull out my Copic marker. I'm trying to see if my little cheapo marker will do the color I want. That's too purple. I want a light purple because I want it to be traditional but light colors. Tell him it's the rite of passage for parents once they say you're mean. To do what? How was your weekend, Samara? Rite of passage to do what though? That's not the right color. That's that blueberry. This is purple. All right, there we go. Actually, is that the right color? I like. Is this? This is purple. This is lavender. Is this the right lavender? So I just don't want to scrape it. I want to kind of stroke it on there. Let's see. We'll see. Real quick. Quiet weekend. Oh yeah, that's nice. Our weekend. First of all, it's hot, right? It's so hot outside. I'm not sure how hot it's been for you all, but it's been very, very hot. Yesterday, oh my goodness, yesterday we got in the car to go to school, go to the school, and it was 106 in the car. So I like to be. Chris had told me a lie. Basically, she said she was going to be at the school at 2:30. I didn't want to keep her waiting, but she didn't get to the school like 3:30. Anyway, that's another story for another day. I ain't trying to call out because she'll call me out later on. You call me out. You're YouTube. You didn't say that it was a joke. He said I'm gonna be there at 2:30. So anyway, we get there because also the big roommate, his middle name is late, right? Can't get right, don't want to be on time. So I don't like to show up to any event for my kiddo late when it's something for him, right? Um that he's supposed to benefit from. Or other people in general, like if my husband has something to do, I don't want to be late for his thing either. I don't want to be late for mine either, but when it comes to my baby, I want to make sure that he benefits the most from whatever event. So that's a little bit too light. Let's try this darker purple. Let's see. Ooh, we'll see. We'll see. So anyway, I had told him I had got up and I was because I had streamed yesterday on Twitch where I make video game content. And I had got up and I was like, in my head, I'm like, if I don't get up and corral these two, we'll be getting there at 5 o'clock because they'll wait to the last minute. And so you didn't stalk me though. Uh, we left at like 2:45, I think. And I knew that the school was going to be packed because the whole entire baby grades was there, right? Um, and sure enough, we got there. And mind you, I just told you when we got in our car, it was 106 degrees. At least that's what the car said outside. It was 106 degrees. So we go up and stand in line. I call Chris and I tell her it's packed. I think I said those words, something like that, like it's packed, which it was packed. And so we're waiting out there. I look at my time, it's 2:56. 2:56. And one thing the school does not do, they don't let you in early, but they won't let you in on time either. Yeah, wanted to go and get it over with though, because I wanted to meet the teacher. It was meet the teacher, but I wanted to talk to the teacher and I wanted to see what they were about. And I feel like they was on some BS, in my opinion, because really it wasn't that. It was bring your school supplies. Let me see your kid in the uniform so I can try to start putting a name to a face and do a survey. That's how I felt. You might have felt different. You may have got a different reception, but that's how I felt. Did I use this color? Yeah. So we got there, we stood in line, we waited, we go to the back. I think we're gonna try and color this hat a light gray, y'all. A cool gray. Let's see if this cool gray works. It was so hot outside. So I'm not a sweater per se. If it's I'm gonna turn upside down. It's mind over matter. So I try to think cool. You know how those little health gurus be one, like Goofy said, be one with the bologna sandwich. You are the bologna sandwich. So I was like, I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna stand here. Like if you stand still, you try not to move. So I was had my hand on my son's face so the sun wouldn't get in his face and mess with him. But no, he wanted to move my hand. He wanted to move around. Him and his dad doing their normal I'm too cool for this lady kind of situation. And they're sweating. And I'm kind of standing there and I'm not sweating at that point. I'm not perspiring or anything like that. I'm just getting hot because I have already told y'all since we had the heating incident, I try not to do a lot of our air conditioner going out. I try not to do a lot of movement because I really feel like I was starting to go into the borderline of heat exhaustion or heat fatigue or whatever. Good morning, Bex. How you doing today? Hopefully well. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope your month is going amazing. I hope you're just having a great, great day overall. Great month. I mean, we're only what 7 days in, 8 days in. So we go, they finally opened the door and like a few people had walked up and I was like, look at this. It was this man with like a lady and some kids. And then this other guy tried to pull the same thing. I guess they told him, nah, bruh, go to the back of the line. But I hate how the school didn't design. I don't know. I feel like they should have had us come in through the side where the cafeteria is because you can stand under the daggone carport, but they don't. The front of the school has no awning, no shade, nothing. It has a flagpole with a flag, and the flag wasn't even waving enough to keep us shade. Good morning, Chocolate City Sim. So we go in. I meet the teacher, and I said this to Chris a while back. When we went in 2019 for our first introduction of how great the school was, because the school just barely opened in 2019, right? And this is before COVID was going on. We go in and you walk around, and that's when he got to take his placement test to see how much I was teaching him out of school, right? Where he placed at and stuff like that or whatever. And I'm not one of those parents that uh, what's a good word for it? I'm not going to shove the education piece down your throat. If you seek it, if you seek the knowledge, I will. My son seeks knowledge about Spider-Man and superheroes right now. So, and I don't buy into that. I'm like, they're not real. I tell them that real people are superheroes. Police. I told y'all this more. Policemen, firefighters, nurses, doctors, those kind of people. People that work at freaking Walmart. Uh, People that are doing kind things on a daily basis, not somebody in a cape. Because real heroes don't wear capes, right? Um, they show up to the party, the fight, they do their thing, and then they go on. Superheroes kind of get that glory, but the real superheroes are the unsung people. So I like this hat. We're gonna see. So we're gonna make this little tabby. I want to make him orange. I know normal traditional cats are black cats, but I think we're gonna go with like some green colors on there. I hope everyone's doing well. Just gonna do some coloring. Chat voted on this little image. We printed off a few images. Let's see. I do look. I like the way that these markers stroke. It's not scratchy. It's just a good clean brush. I'm not good at watercoloring because my watercoloring hand hasn't developed yet. I just have this color pencil hand right now. But when my watercolor hand develops, ooh, I feel like for me to have a watercolor hand, I need a thin brush like this at the tip of it. And she not ready. She'll play around with the watercolors, but I'm waiting on that watercolor hand to develop. Like I'm waiting on my craft cleanup fairy, that little craft fairy to come and organize everything. And when I finish, oh, so y'all remember last week, right? I feel like Tuesday was just like yesterday. Last week we did that sticker little book. I think it was a Christmas book. I don't know. I remember what it was. It was some kind of book, but we did the stickers or whatever. I cleaned up my mess. I was like, okay, I'm gonna sit here. No, I told myself, let's clean up the mess. Let's put the mess up. Let's see how it works out. And I was like, ooh, this is nice. So today will be an easy cleanup. We got these colors, no big deal. Put it up. I'm practicing Barney's method: clean up, pick up, put away. All right. Yeah, see, this one looks so much better. This is called tonal gray, toner gray, and this is called cool gray. Awesome. We had a wonderful rain of the last 2 days. It's so refreshing after triple digit heat. Yes. Good morning, Mac Daddy J. How you doing? Hopefully well. They look the same, don't they? We're gonna go ahead and fix this real quick. That's good. Yeah. Um, being from Texas, I'm in the summertime, I'm used to triple digit heat. I'm just not used to the high levels. So yesterday when we got back in the car and we were driving, the temperature went from 106 to 110. And I was like, I want to go home. We had a few errands to stop and run before we went home. But I was like, this is ridiculous. This heat is unacceptable. And if you've ever been to, I don't live in Vegas. I have friends that live in Vegas, but I went to Vegas once and I can only base it off my one time experience. But I think I went in August, close to the end of August. And when I lived in Italy, August is supposed to be like one of the hotter months of the year. I don't know. They're getting ready to go into the fall season. I guess they got to show out August, that is. Um, but when I went, it was so hot. Like, when you open the oven hot and that heat just hit you in the face? That's how hot it was yesterday. And I was like, I felt like I was in Vegas again because the heat was so like unbearable. Yeah. I was just like, this is disgusting. I gotta go in the house. I'm not an outside person anyway because my skin does not allow me to just be like, oh yeah, I love being outside. It's so amazing. No, my skin is like, girl, take your butt in the house. I'm gonna look for a light green to color his little eyes. Light green. We're using these color pencils. Chris talking about bust out the good ones. We're gonna bust out these. I want to use everything. I don't want to be like, okay, we're gonna use the most expensive, blah blah blah. I want to be able to use things that you all can purchase as well. Not everybody has Copic money or uh I remember when I first started coloring and someone was talking about the chameleon markers, color pencils, and I really, really wanted them. The heat that takes you. Yes, I promise you. So yesterday I changed clothes because I had on my uniform of home, which is pajamas. And I went and put on I have a go-to shirt, right? It's a blue turquoisey. It's a really cute shirt and jeans. Um, and the big roommate was like, "That's your go-to shirt, huh?" And I was like, I felt some kind of way because if he's noticing that I always put the shirt on for certain occasions, then I got to change it because he don't pay attention to Jack. Uh, so I was like, "Yeah, let me change this then." and so I changed it. Oh, he look evil now. I mean, cats are a little bit on the evil side, but he look a little bit too evil. Let's see. Let's erase this. Yeah, I'll figure that out. And I changed shirts. I just put on a gray t-shirt. Your little lady said her nose was sweaty. Girl, it was hot. It was too hot to be out. It was too hot to think about going outside. And so my son, he's been trying to get us to take him to the beach, right? The beach. I have a problem with the beach because they, that bacteria that gets in your skin, and yeah, the necrotic bacteria that's in the water. And I don't know how much I trust the water in Corpus Christi, Texas, because that would be the closest beach that we could go to, like a for real beach. It could be one closer, but I don't think it is because people don't talk about it. So we're gonna color this cat orange, and then if it doesn't work, we'll go with a grayish color. But I feel like he could be orange and his pumpkin is going to be green. We'll see. Um, but he was like, "Oh, people are going in the pool." I was like, "People are not getting in the pool and balling. Like it's that hot that the water, you know, uh, the lake is the beach." Oh, I have issue with that too. Um, I just, yeah, no. I was like, the water still, it's too hot, right? It's fried egg on the car, surface hot. You get you a skillet and let it sit there. I'm sure you could cook something and it will not get you sick. So this color is creamy. So it has the Prismacolor creaminess to it, like the pigmentation. But some of the colors don't have that pigmentation to it. So I don't know. And this one's called the Fine Touch. And these are definitely from Hobby Lobby. Uh, in the Hobby Lobby brand. Chris called me, y'all. Chris is a mom friend, right? I met her through our children. But Chris be on some bull crap. The other day, Chris called me. She was like, "I need to ask you something." I was like, "Okay." Hobby Lobby don't have scanners. I was like, "Nah, they don't have scanners. Everything is hand punched, hand keyed." She was like, "I don't go there enough to know." I was like, "Yeah, it's hand keyed." And she told me the reason why that she got. I said, "I just think they cheap." Um, but she says a religious purpose. I'm like, sure. I feel like they cheap. But they have like little tablets. Uh, I'm just saying, I thought it was funny. I never thought about the real reason until you said it. But I think they cheap, honestly. Because I remember when they got in trouble with those artifacts, it was like, "We'll just close down." I'm like, "Close the heck down." Because they're not any better than the other stores. It's just that they look like they're better because it's a huge store, right? And the stuff that I like in the store, it used to be 7 aisles of craft stuff. Now it's 1.5. And every time I go, it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And you know how if you go to any of the stores during the holidays, at first you go, it's a huge end cap that has the stuff on there, and then you go again and it's small and small, not an end cap, a whole row. And then by the time you go there, like the last couple of days before, it's one section and it's all the broken stuff. That's how Hobby Lobby has done the paper crafting section. They didn't combine the paper crafting with the wood almost. When my husband asked if I want to go to Michael's with him, I asked him if they're selling computer hardware now. They do have computer hardware, but it's for crafting. It's called Cricut. You can connect your Cricut to your computer, and there you have a hardware. I don't know if I showed y'all a shirt I made for my son. Maybe I did in the past, like a video. But yeah, I used my scan and cut to make that. And I saw some shirts on sale at Walmart yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I need to go in the little boy section and see because I can get his shirts now and make him a few." But it was hot. Like at the end of the day, y'all, I don't want to be outside. I realized that. I'm like, I just want to be comfortable. If being comfortable is in the heat, then something wrong with me. Something is definitely wrong with me. But if you like being in the heat, more power to you. Good job. I'm not that person. I don't want to be in the heat. Damn, haha, he probably like, nah, player. He probably look at her like, I go to Best. Well, when they used to go to Best Buy, I go to Best Buy with you. Y'all remember Circuit City? I used to love Circuit City because they used to have a better deal than excuse me again. They had a better deal than Best Buy. Yeah, I used to love Circuit City. Circuit City was here, and Best Buy was down the street and right across the thing. It was a shoe store in between when I lived in Virginia, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Oh my goodness, it was just. That's how I used to get my Sims games and CDs back in the day. You remember CDs? You actually put it in your car. I don't even think I have a CD. I don't have a CD slot in my car. What are CDs? I'm not talking about your portfolio. Yeah, they had a great music selection. I think their music selection was way better than Best Buys. And they used to always have them for 9.98 and 8.88. They used to have good sales. Yeah, Circuit City was a good spot to purchase. We're gonna go ahead and make these little smiling pumpkins green. Do this one orange. Yeah, Circuit City. Your coworker needs to be in the asylum somewhere. What? Hold on. I used to have a coworker that said she loved to just sit out in the crazy heat because she ran cold. I couldn't relate. I'm always hot. What? Uh-uh. Yeah, I don't bother the heat, and the heat don't bother me. I don't go outside, so the heat can't be like, hey, let me tap. Come here. Let me talk to you right quick. No, you stay over there, sir. Ma'am, don't follow me. I will tell you when I walk out the house and it's real, real cold and sitting in the car and getting that heat on you, it feels good, like you get a good balance. But I don't want to be in the heat. I'm good. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to try and get a light orange and a light green and do a mixture. Maybe I can do a yellow. They call me mellow yellow. Yellow. And let me see. I don't want to. Nah. Let's go with this green. So let's see. Sit in the heat. And you in that heat. I thought Texas was hot. Ooh. 118. No. I'm like, yeah, it's too hot for this nonsense. It is too hot for this nonsense. Let me go on back in the house. I try to go on a porch every now and then just so I can get some sun, so I don't have my vitamin D slip, because that's the only really true way to get real vitamin D. The medication helps a little bit, but you do need the sun. The sun and you need to become friends. That's what I tell myself. But the sun is like, hey, I ain't seen you in a while. Let me go ahead and uh talk to you. Let me wrap my arms around you and create this irresistible heat issue for you so you can go back in the house, because I ain't built the way I used to be built. You know what I'm saying? I melt in the outside hotness, inside in the cool is where I'm happy to. Exactly. When I was little though, get kicked out the house, go outside and play. Don't come back in until I call you. Don't running out my door. You letting all my air out, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's the kind of words that I used to receive. Um, but I swear, 30 years ago, 35 years ago, it was not, I don't remember it being this hot on this day 35 years ago. I don't remember that heat like that. I used to stay out all day long. It's 79 right now, but a high of 103 today. My car said, girl, let me see what my phone, it said 89 degrees this morning. 80 degrees, excuse me. It's 85 right now. And it's supposed to get up to 105 degrees. Yeah. How? Like, what are you supposed to do in the heat? Like, this is a real question, right? A real question. What are you supposed to do in 100-degree weather outside? This is a different kind of heat from when we were young, ma'am. That's a fact. Let me check the humidity. That is such a fact. It is horrible. The humidity. Well, okay. It says it's 85. It feels like it's 91. It says temperature day near recorded heat temperatures, and it doesn't have humidity is 66. Yeah. Dry heat could be better than wet heat, I suppose, but and when I grew up by water, right? Because I grew up in Houston. So we had water. So we had, I would like to say, some coolness coming from the water, but y'all ever boil water? That heat come from that steam be rising. Condensation happens. I don't know. I don't understand. It's hot, and I don't want to be outside at all. So I like him, but let's try to go a little bit more traditional, please, ma'am. Okay, we're gonna go with a gray kitty cat and an orange pumpkin and see how that looks. Nicholas has yellow eyes. Maybe we can try yellow eyes, but he's not black. He's a tiger kitty cat. He's a domestic short hair. You know what domestic short hair really mean for cat? I like what the forecast. Girl, is that the one that gives you the forecast asking? Yeah, I have that one. I had that one, that little app, and they always had those little quirky sayings. If y'all don't know, you know I like frogs. So mine's always a picture of a frog doing something silly. Let's see, I'm just checking. You know what? I don't check it. We've confirmed that it's hot. I'm not built for the heat like I used to be. I don't want to be in the heat. Yesterday when we were leaving the school, we drove down one of the main streets to get to the intersection, the interstate, and we have a homeless problem underneath the bridge. Like, it's real bad. They have tent city and all these other things. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I saw a grill out there, y'all. Let's see. They're saying for today, the sun wants to bite you in the butt. Don't worry, it won't hurt much. Girl, it's gonna hurt. That's my first time hearing of this. But Rana, yeah, yeah. You never seen that app before? Yeah, it's funny. It's real funny. Somebody was like, I'm gonna make this forecast and I'm just gonna say what everybody's thinking, even if they don't say anything at all. Now you can just read the forecast and people won't think that you're too bonkers. It's real funny. It's a real cute little app. I have a friend, um, Sandra. She crafts. The Crafty Mom, I think is her new YouTube name. I think it's Sandra Crafty Mom. I think that's what her YouTube name is. That's how I found out about the app. Hopefully, I know what I'm talking about. She does a lot of pen. She has a pen pal Facebook group. She always posts these really cute, like little stationaries and stickers. It's just so cute. I'm like, that would be cool, but I can't. I'm not committed. Listen, y'all. Listen to what I'm about to tell y'all. Have you thought about how much you take a pen and paper and write? Think about that. When was the last time you sat down and wrote something? I had told myself this like 3 years ago. I was like, I'm gonna get a journal and I'm gonna journal every day, even if it's something stupid, a random sentence. Because only time I do pen and paper is when I'm writing checks to people that ask me for my money, and when I have to for school to sign my name in my son's journal, his school planner daily, and when I'm coloring. And coloring is a little bit different, but even then, my hand starts to hurt. You know, they say if you don't use it, you'll lose it. I swear we need to get back into writing on paper and pen with a paper and a pen, or doing something with our fingers, not tap tap tapping. Because yesterday when I went to sign some paper, write the paperwork, and I was like, "Is that my handwriting?" I didn't revert it back to when I was 10. It looked like crap. On my side of the highway, the humidity is 73. I still use notebooks for work. Yeah, I used to do a lot when I was employed. I used to do a lot of writing in my little brain. Uh, but now I don't write much at home, except when I'm telling my son how to write a cursive letter. I really feel like second grade is not the right time for writing because his handwriting still looks like chicken scratch when they're writing around in there. All right, there we go. Now we got a little kitty cat. Go ahead and color this pumpkin green. I mean orange. See if y'all only have color pencils, because you know right now they have this stuff called back to school. And when I went to school, y'all, I went to school in September. You do write every day. That's good. I write every day because my handwriting is crap. Otherwise, I do not write every day. I do a lot of click, click, clicking, but I don't write every day. And then I was typing something today, and I was like, "Oh, your typing skills is good, girl." That's what I was thinking. Y'all remember Mavis Beacon? If y'all know who Mavis is, she was like one of the first typewriting programs. I had got that for my mom because she was like, "I need to improve my typing." I was like, "You need to talk to Mavis then." And of course, she was like, "Who is Mavis?" I was like, "Mavis Beacon, blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." Um, when I was in school, though, we went back September like the 7th, 8th, whenever, like Samara said, after Labor Day, because I went to again Walmart yesterday to pick up some nonsense. And the back to school discount happens this weekend. I'm like, we already back to school. What you discounting? And I feel robbed of not being able to get a discount of something they didn't marked up to mark down. No, I'm joking. I don't feel robbed. I'm glad he goes to. I want him to go to a school that wears uniforms because I ain't got to worry about trying to compete with Bob and Sally with the new shoes. I had showed so our kids back in the day when the school first opened, they were like, you have to wear black shoes, right? And I'm okay with that. Like I'm okay with the uniform rules and regulations because I ain't got to worry about keeping up with the Joneses, right? And I ain't got to worry about him asking me why I can't have this or why can't I have that, because he's into that. So and so has this. He doesn't ask for certain things, but he still notices that certain people have certain things, right? Like when his friends have birthday parties or whatever, and they don't have them at the school, and they don't have birthday parties, they send in goodie bags. He's like, so and so had this kind of goodie bag for my party. Can I do this or can I do that? I'm like, you ain't having no party. You ain't having no party. But I have something in mind this year. But last year I spent a whole bunch of money for a whole short amount of time, and not a lot of people showed up. So this year it's just going to be like a small venue. No, it's not going to be it's going to be a large venue in my head. It's going to be a large venue with a small amount of people. If I decide to allow him to have a party, because last year I spent a lot of money, and he had a good time, and that's all that mattered. I saw my daughter, hadn't seen her in a while, um, so it was a good time. But overall, it was just, yeah. He never talks about hers. You remember one of the kids that had Minecraft? I think it was. He was like, so and so had a Minecraft party, mommy. Blah blah blah. I'm like, so my thing is, I don't care about what you have. Um, when it comes to certain things. And if it bothers me, then I just want to associate myself with that, because I've learned through crafting that you can't keep up with everybody. It's some people out here that has the latest of the latest. I remember, without trying to, stir up any mess, a couple of years ago, they had a collaboration, and the collaboration was you had to use the newest apple barrel white. You couldn't use apple barrel off white or snow white. It had to be this, and it was like the newest collection that had came out, and that was the only way you can get in to do the collaboration if you had that um, collection. And what if you couldn't afford the collection? You know, and little kids don't understand that. You should never bring in finances with little kids if best as possible. Yeah, I'm glad they had fun. I hope everybody showed up had fun. This year, if he has one, it's going to be later in the day, and we'll see how that works. I'm okay with not having a lot of people show up because I have to do all the running around and coordination and stuff. Like you saw what his dad did. He just sat there and then he went and played. I'm like, is everybody good? I'm trying to be that host. Is everything okay? Yeah, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Thank you for coming. I don't even know if he said hi to half the people that showed up. I don't know, because he's a weirdo sometimes. So, all right, so we got two down. Yay. I think we're going to stick with our little gray kitty cat. I think. I really want to try to find a good yellow for their eyes. So let's see. Hmm. I like this for the pumpkin. Y'all know when I start coloring, I start pulling out the markers. I'm tired of using the crayons because marker just goes down a lot faster and easier and gets better coverage. Coloring, you have to, do a few strokes multiple times to get it doing what you want it to do. Let's see. Maybe C1. That's why I asked what the verses venues I pick. I'm not trying to stress myself out even more. Birthdays are nuts. Your hubs was the pizza delivery guy. We all need to get together with the kids. Girl, no. He gonna stay where he at. There we go. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I like that. I like that color. All right. Let's go ahead with this gray. I'm gonna try another gray out of the gray spectrum of markers. Let's see. We're gonna try this one. Nope. That's okay. We can fix it. We'll go ahead and put this down as our base. This looks gray. I mean, brown almost. It looks gray on camera, but it's giving me light, a watered down brown, I suppose. What's for dinner, y'all? I have to get back in that mindset and on a schedule. I'm gonna start cooking 2 meals a day: a crock pot meal for the next day and a regular meal for that current day. So the next day I'll make a regular meal for the following day. I think that's the goal. Yeah, this one. Yeah, we gonna fix it. We gonna work it out. Work it out. Y'all watch the news? I do not watch the news, but I see news. I've always been like that. Even when I was a younger girl, a younger lady, a little girl, I hated watching the news. It's like they never have any feel good stories. Like it's always negative. So and so beat up, killed, shot, died, ran over, dragged, drug. Why? Nothing planned. Well, I had look. You know when your food is a hit when it's gone before the next morning, right? When it sucks, it kind of stays in the kitchen. So I had told Chuck City Sim and back then Jay, I said, I'm gonna try and make chicken teriyaki, rice, and broccoli. Because I was really wanting some Chinese esque food without going to the Chinese restaurant. So at first I was gonna make the teriyaki from scratch, and then I had looked up the ingredients and the process. I was like, we're just gonna use the bottle of teriyaki. So I had took the chicken, chopped it up, and flaked, seasoned it. And I had told Chuck City Sim, I was like, I hope I didn't mess this chicken up. And I don't know if she was like following everything I was saying because I think she was like, "What? Like, what do you mean?" I was like, "I just put salt and pepper and a light season on there because I wanted the teriyaki seasoning flavor to take over. I'm not making teriyaki from scratch. I'm sorry. The other daughter's supposed to be here this afternoon. Maybe I can get to the store. I kind of want baked potatoes. It's too hot for that though. Listen, I was freaking out the other night. I had made the teriyaki chicken in the oven, right? So I chopped up the chicken and everything, and I go upstairs to get something, and I look at the thermostat, and it's 72. It's still cool in the house at 72, but it was definitely not. It was freak out session because I just got that replaced, and I told Chuck, I said the thermostat is messed up, it's off, blah blah blah. I said I do have an oven on, so maybe that's the thing. But I spent way too much money on this thermostat for the air conditioning to be jacked up, but it went back down. And then the big roommate was like, "Well, it was 100 and something outside." Blah 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 blah. I'm like, "You have zero comforting skills, sir. I'm gonna talk to you later." He was like, "What?" I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna go. I don't want to talk right now." Because now I'm freaking out. I'm like, we just spent this money, blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it went back down, and so now I've been checking it every morning because I'm not sure about you all, the more mature ladies. I'm not sure if you have like temperature changes in your body, but I do. I run hot a lot, so I need to be colder. I need to say I'm cold and put on some clothes to get the chill off, right? And I had told him yesterday, I said I need to take my emergency because I feel like I'm getting sick. Because sometimes when you get cold and you cannot warm up, that has been me the last few days. And I don't want that. I don't want to be sick at the beginning of the school year because I need to be able to help him, my son, fight off any kid cooties. I still wear my mask. I know the world has went back to quote unquote normal, post COVID normal. But I still wear my mask. And I think I told my husband, and I think I may have told Chris this. I said, I think I was the only person there with mask on. So I asked my son, I said, do you want to wear your mask to school or not? I gave him that option. I'm still going to wear the mask because we went somewhere and the person literally coughed and then sneezed and grabbed something. I don't know if y'all know how germs work, but if I sneeze right now and I touch something, that germ is living on that, especially a porous item, right? Like this. And you come and you grab it. Guess what? I just gave you my germs. And if you don't go and wash your hands, guess what? The next person you touch, next thing you touch, has germs. So germs still exist. Forget COVID. Germs are going to be there. So I need people to realize that you're still nasty MFers if you're not cleaning your hands, if you're not doing what you need to do to stay germ free as best as possible. And little kids are disgusting. I have a little kid, and I'm speaking from pure knowledge of him being nasty. Um, yeah, and so like whenever we go to the store, he's like, "Mommy, why do we still wear our masks? Blah blah blah. No one else is wearing our masks. Their masks anymore." And then we'll go. I say that person got on their mask. That person has on their mask. He's like, "Okay." But if he chooses not to wear his mask, I'm sure he's going to uh, get sick. His immune system, even though he was supposed to get the good milk, he got the good milk, and he still gets sick. So I don't know. Y'all know what the good milk is, right? I want to tell y'all what the good milk is. He got the good milk. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, so we got the kitty cats. I still kind of think the orange cat has personality. You know what I'm saying? Like he's like, what? Hey, you know how if you ever seen a litter of cats, the mama is white, the dad is a striped cat, and you get a whole black and white cat. You like, and that's the uncle over there. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Always like that. Always like that, right? Or it's two solid color cats, like a gray one and an orange one, and then they mix up, and then you get a striped cat, a tiger striped cat in the mix of all of that. Oh, I used to watch a lot of Animal Planet before when I was footloose and fancy free. I watched a lot of documentaries and stuff like that, and it's always that one weird little cat in the group, right? Like, where you come from, little kitty cat? Yeah, I'll ask him tomorrow if he still wants to, because I'm not about to be fighting him to keep the mask on. Yesterday he told me, and this is how you know it's hot, y'all. This is how you know it's hot. My son had his mask on, inappropriately wearing it. The mask was not over his nose. What's the purpose? He said, "Mommy, I can't breathe." I says, "Well, it's not because of the mask, because you don't have it on right." Because I think he was trying to tell me that he wanted to take it off, but it was hot. Hot. It was hot yesterday, y'all. It was hot. Hot, 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 hot. The last few months has been hot, hot, hot. But I was like, okay. And his dad just started laughing. He was like, "You ain't wearing the mask right, so it ain't because you can't breathe because of that. It's hot." And then he tells his dad, he's like, "Daddy, it's hot. Carry me." Oh my goodness. That crap was funny. And if y'all have males in your life who's a bit on the crazy side themselves, then you know what the response was. I'm like, "You got two legs. You can walk." Yeah, dogs too. Brown dog and a gray dog. You get an all black dog. You're like, "Where you come from, sir?" The dog's like, "I don't know." I would like to get a dog, but I don't think I can commit myself to a dog right now. That's why I have a cat. Because cats are a little bit less needy of attention. Well, Nicholas at night, he's like, "Come on, rub me, rub me." This morning I overslept. I woke up at 7 something. I don't need a cat. You got a car? I'll take that car though. I can sell it and get some cash for it. I don't want a cat. Nope, you put car. I'm gonna come get the car. We good on the cats. And so Nicholas was ready at the bedroom door, and my husband woke me up, and he was like, "I'm getting ready to go." I fed Nicholas already. I said, "Okay." I come to the bedroom door. You come. I come out the bedroom door. Nicholas like meow, meow. I'm like, "I already know you've been fed, sir." He walks to his cat bowl, and my husband's like, "Well, how much food he have left?" I was like, "None." He said, "None. I just fed him." Blah 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 blah. I was like, "Well, you say he hungry, but y'all know he get a special meal." So y'all want to know something crazy? The cat food company, Purina, that makes the cat food that he uses, is his food is on back order. How you have back order special item? I don't know. So I have to call a vet, his vet, and tell him I need more. I call them and they don't answer the phone. I call them again. How about the vet? The location that I took him to normally closed. It was like, yes, we want to thank you for 48 years of business, blah, blah, blah. If you have any questions, you could take call up the Becker Animal Hospital. The big Becker's like the big one. And I'm sitting here thinking, say what now? Y'all closed. What? How is that possible? They was closed. Closed, y'all. I was like, ooh. But his doctor, Nicholas' doctor, the one I first met when I got him, because when you get the cat, I adopted him from the animal shelter, and you have to take them to the vet within X amount of time so they can get checked over. And I think it's a free visit. The first one is a free visit at the animal hospital. At least that's how it was for us. And so when I first did it, I thought the closest one was the one that I was taking him to, but it's not. It's far. And so um I was like, I need to figure out how to take him to a different spot. But then I moved to Mississippi and I went to like a mom and pop vet. They were so nice. So nice. Yeah, I was like, what in the world? I didn't question it because I had taken him to, I'm not sure if you remember last year, year before last, he had to have that surgery. And I had to take him to the Becker Animal Hospital anyway to get it because it was like an emergency thing. He had his anal gland. I know this sounds disgusting, but his anal gland had had to be removed because he kept getting like a something on his booty, uh, on the anal sac, anal gland, something like that. He had to get it removed, and I took him to the thing. I was like, "Oh Lord, here we go again." And then so y'all know, whenever you have to make important decisions, I usually refer to the other adult in the house to ask them what they think about it. Even if I decide to go against their decision, I like to ask them why and what and how and what makes sense to them, right? So I had said, "Hey," and Nicholas is older. He's up there in years, cat years at least, not human years. I got him in 2012, and so I think he had to have this surgery in 2021 or 22, 21 or 22. He had to have the surgery, and they asked me about if he dies on the operating table, do you want to bring him back? And I was like, um, what? Like I wasn't really thinking. But then I went through all the things and I had asked the other adult and I had asked him and he was like, no, yeah, no. And so we said, no, don't bring him back. Right. And then I was sitting there thinking, I was like, wait a minute. It was too late because they had already taken him back and it was an hour. And I was sitting there thinking, I was like, we just said if the cat dies on the table, let him die. Right. And I felt so bad. So I was really worried. I was like, please don't die, Nicholas, because I didn't say resuscitate your crazy behind. I just said let him go. And that kind of messed with me a while because even though he's not blood. He's still family, if that makes sense. I don't call him like my baby, and I don't call him son or anything like that. Now, the big roommate does. He's like, "Come here, cat son. Come here, son." I don't call him that. I just say he's our pet. But I love him, and if I need to take care of him, which I do, I will. But it just felt really bad sitting there thinking that I was like, well, if he go, he go. But at the same time, he is older. It doesn't justify it still, but he is an older kitty cat. But I was thinking, like, you remember when he came up, he was missing for a whole day. The dude was MIA for a whole freaking day. We're gonna color this in a little bit to give it a different color. And he was at the neighbor's house next door underneath their fire pit because they had a German Shepherd, and the dog scared him. So I said, you won't do that no more, will you? He's still trying to go outside, but the last week, 2 weeks ago, he tried to run outside. It was so hot, he turned right back around and went in the house. I said, "See, your bread and butter right here. I don't know why you're trying to go anywhere else. What's your problem?" And we're gonna do. I want to color a light green. Might as well just go ahead and try this little green right here. Yeah, I was freaking out all over again. All over again. This is supposed to be light green. This is not light. This is dark. That's okay. Darkness. All right, y'all. We're gonna color this little moon in the background. I need a light yellow. I want a dull yellow, I should say. Not a light yellow, more of a dull yellow. That is not the color, but we're gonna go for it. It's hot when the catch. Yes, he was like, he ran out. He looked at me. I said, "See, I told you." He ran right back in the house. I said, "You do it again, I'm gonna keep you outside." He probably was like, "Psh, whatever." Thankfully, my son hasn't asked for a pet yet because we have one, but he has mentioned wanting a dog, and I'm like, no, I want a floppy eared dog or either a German Shepherd, not a German Shepherd, oh, a lab. I want a chocolate lab so I can name him George. I need a dog that's thin haired. Like I wouldn't want a border collie living in Texas or a husky. We had huskies when I was growing up. Them little things, so sweet. But huskies are a bit on the diva side. I've watched a few videos on YouTube. It's like life with a husky and stuff like that. And you see the husky crying for something or wanting the attention. Not a husky. We didn't have a husky. We had a chow. Excuse me, a chow. Um, we had chow puppies. I've had my gamut of pets for sure. But I think after Nicholas, I don't know if I want more. I know I'm gonna have that void to fill, but I don't know, y'all. I feel like I need a chicken. A chicken would be more productive. Chicken, get that rooster, have him wake up. He can wake the neighborhood up and they can complain. Chicken can give us eggs. We need somebody that's gonna carry their weight. That's all I'm saying. A bug got in the house, right? Nicholas just looked at the bug like, "Bruh, it's hot outside, huh?" He didn't even attack it. I was like, "Nicholas, that's what cats do. They go after bugs and stuff, lizards and things like that. Got that good life." But I had got him from the animal shelter. So what the animal shelter? Yeah, chicken. Give me some fresh eggs in the morning. Few hens. I don't think it's legal to have chickens in this area. But people got cows. Don't forget, I'm in the country, figuratively. Um, I'm just gonna turn this picture all the way around, y'all. I don't feel like coloring it in one spot, so I'm just gonna color it like that. Y'all notice we did assembly line on this. We did each thing you can have chickens. Do you have Diamond HOA, Chris? I need to know. Give me a chicken coop. Forget a regular coop. We're gonna get a chicken coop. But it's too hot to have animals outside. See, I don't think we can in this area. Even though I think we're outside the city limits. I don't know. We'll see. They complain about our trash can over here, so they'd be complaining about some dang chickens. But it's too hot to have the chickens outside, even though that's where they go. It's hot. It's right now. It's too hot to have a living creature that you actively purchase outside. Like I've seen so many next door. Whose dog? Whose baby is this? I gave them some water. They look dehydrated. It's freaking hot. Of course they look dehydrated. And just get a chicken, not a rooster. Mm-mm. We got to get the whole thing. No, I had chickens before when I was a little girl. I told y'all. It's funny how we keep talking about wildlife, barn life. But yeah, I had chickens. We went and picked out. I got to pick out the baby chicks. I chose their fate and didn't even know it when I was a little girl. I want that one, that one, that one, that one. Call them two piece for a reason. I didn't eat chicken for a minute, y'all. After that traumatized the mess out of me for real. I was like, no. I've always been like a very sensitive. I know some of y'all might not think that, but very sensitive person. And seeing a living creature lose their life like that, it does something to you. Does something to you. And she could cook. My cousin, I live with her. She can cook. The city has a thing in place that trumps your HA. Used to have chicken roam in my neighborhood. Right now, Samara, or when you was younger, that chicken gone. Somebody, they say times is hard. Come here, bird. Here, birdie, 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 birdie. Roasted chicken do sound good right now. Roasted chicken, some potato salad. We are in the city. No, we're not in the city. I have to check. The HOA is very. These people, they be on petty. They stay on petty, the highest level of pettiness. Cold green, cold brown, cold black. Whatever the highest level of petty, that's what the people where I live are. Y'all, I have to go back outside again about 2 years ago. Yeah, they go. Awesome coloring. Thank you. Gotta go have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, Bex. I hope you have a great day as well. Oh, cow and a bull. Listen, when I used to be, in my better form than I am now, I used to walk to the edge of to 90. It was like two chickens roaming around. Not chickens, two cows roaming around. I have a video footage of a cow chasing me, y'all. I've been chased by mm, dogs before, a cat here, there. I have video footage of a monkey when I was in what was that? Mauritius, Madagascar, one of those two spots, chasing me, and a cow chasing me. Listen, that's how you know you in Texas if you get chased by a freaking cow for just walking down the street. I was like, Bessie, go on, Bessie, go on. She didn't chase me far, but she came, like charging, not charging. I can't even say gallop because the cows don't gallop. Whatever they do, try it, run. Was running. I was like, nope, I can't take you home. Go on. Oh Lord. I have a picture of that cow I had put on my Facebook page. I was like, only in Texas can you get chased by a freaking cow. Because I didn't want her to get hit. You know, people have good beef, I guess. I don't know. I didn't want her to get hit because she was in the street and they used to just have them like roaming. But every now and then you see, whose cow is this? They're in my yard. And we don't have good grass in our yard because it's so hot. I would have a new pet cow. We know Chris is the animal. Uh, you know how you had that friend that collects stuff. Like y'all could probably say, "Oh, uh, she collects color pencils, coloring books, whatever." Chris is like, "I got a new cat." I'm like, "Did you?" She said, "Yep, he in the garage." I was like, "You got another cat?" This was less. She's like, "Well, no. See, we do this catch and release. I make shorten the story, right? Um, we do. They have the catch and spay and neuter and kind of release back into the neighborhood. Well, one of the persons fell short or through. They didn't carry out the end of the bargain. So Chris was like, "I'll just keep it." So I guess that's the quote unquote foster cat kind of, even though, you know, he live in a garage, but he pay his dues, y'all. He pay his dues, right? Don't he pay his dues? He bring you snakes and birds and all kinds of stuff. He be paying for his life. He be paying her for that. And then they got another one. It is a cute little cat. It's a black and white kitty cat, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm good with one. I'm an only child. My son is an only child. Nicholas is the only cat. Y'all see one, 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 one. Wait, what, Chris? The garage cat? We getting all the Chris stories today. Yeah. She just told you she'd have a new pet cow. I might as well tell you that she like kitty cats. This just means she got a kind heart, right? Crazy but kind. A lot of people I know like that. Samara, Chuck City Sim, Magnetic Jane, crazy but kind. Some irresponsible fool brought him over to the neighborhood and then they decided to kick him out in the cold. I just had him trapped and fixed. Trapped? She trapped the cat, fixed the cat. Y'all will notice that more stray animals happen during Valentine's Day, Christmas. A lot of black cats probably are released during Halloween, maybe Mother's Day, because people buy cats and dogs for their kids, and then they forgot that this is a lifelong commitment and it costs money. I'm just gonna touch up this moon some. Like I don't know if we would replace Nicholas if he were to get no longer here or not. He only comes in the garage to eat and take. Yeah, the garage cat, the shelter garage cat. I like that because I like that you tell me he brought me another present today. I love when people tell me that the animals bring them present. Nicholas be like, "Where my food at?" But I don't let him outside. I don't know if Nicholas could hunt. I'm sure his animal instinct. No, the cat. This is my house and this is the neighbor's house. I walk the neighborhood, y'all. I walked the neighborhood. I was like, Nicholas, come here, Nicholas. Come here, Nicholas. Blah, 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 blah. That thing never showed up. I had to take a picture and put it on there. Yeah, he brings snakes and baby bird. He like, y'all need to eat, feast. Tonight we feast. Tonight we feast. I'm gonna see if my black soot, I can access that really quickly because I want to ink up the edges because these are gonna be card fronts, y'all. Just so y'all aware. I mean, it's for yeah the kitten. She trying to give me that little kitten. That's a foster kitty cat too. Usually people turn their fosters into adoptions. Just so you know, I watched this Geo something pet Geo that's on YouTube. This lady she fosters blind dogs, pit bulls. What's the other pit bull breed that they have? Anyway, she fosters them and she talks about how um dogs are silly. I love dogs so much. The kitten was homeless running around Lowe's. Shoot. That little cat cute though. He'll fit right in. The girls love him. You love him on the DL. You trying to be hard. Just go ahead and claim the dog and get it over with. I mean the cat and get it over with. The corgi loves him. English bulldog. I think that may be it. Well, they said that she was like, and then they called her with another blind dog, and so she fosters them. I love stories like that. Some good humans in the world. Usually we treat pets better than we treat each other. I don't know what it is, but that's a thing. That is a thing. Brown. Because dogs can't talk, right? Dogs and cats think that we're like amazing human beings. They don't know that we crazy. They don't know that we was in a car cussing out that other driver because they cut us off. The dog is like, yeah, whir. They get some zoomies together. It's super cute. Oh yeah, carcas are a handful, right? Yeah. I know two shows well, one show that I watched that featured corgis, and that was NCSI with Gibbs and them. The doctor, his mom had corgis, and of course the Queen's corgis. But I never watched. Well, some cartoons, Peppa Pig, um, Bingo and Rolly, Puppy Dog Pals, things like that. I don't really. When I did watch TV shows, it was always like crime drama, true crime drama shows. Never like cutesy shows, medical shows like Doctor House, um, or House MD, I guess. They get the zoomies together. It's the four-legged version of your little bestie. Girl, they feed off the energy. Like if your house wasn't lively, they'd probably be like, I'm out of here. Could you imagine how that cat really feels though? Being taken out of Lowe's to a loving home from all the craziness, the heat outside. You get a great thing, Chris. Great thing. And I feel like that cat needs to stay with you because they love you. We don't need another cat. Then I have to have special cat food. I have to have separate feeding times because Nicholas will probably be trying to eat the cat food at all times. Then he probably be like, "Who is this? This is my house. Let me go ahead and." That's what he did to my baby. Came home, I had him in the crib, and I saw Nicholas sticking his hands through the crib, swatting at him. I said, "Go ahead. You want to die today?" Nicholas pulled his hand back, like, and he looked at me. He was like, "Okay, enough said. I see that I am not in the running of life right now." He never did that crap again. Never. Because if I had to choose between the boy and the cat, you know who was getting chosen. Now I'm like, he always like, "Mommy, who do you love more, me or Daddy?" Nicholas. "Mommy, I didn't say the cat." Nicholas. He always wants me to pick between him and my husband. These people do to me. It's more wild and crazy here more than in the. No, I'm sure he don't think that. Especially if he got all that love and attention from the girls, and then sassy frassy. Mm-mm. I'm just trying to give this tree a little bit of detail, y'all. I feel like they're sitting on a tree stump. This could be some summoning circle that they didn't summon the cat up, the happy witch cat of Halloween. I don't know. Maybe he was sitting in there and the witch turned. I don't know. The familiars and all that stuff. I'm not into those stories too much, so I can't really make up a good story about it. But give me a few minutes. I have a LinkedIn account, right? And LinkedIn will tell you somebody looking at your profile. Why don't one of my old coworkers looking me up? I don't want that. Don't be looking me up. That's why a lot of my stuff is like private. Don't seek me out like that. Why are you even looking me up? We haven't spoken in years, and now it's why? Another person I know talking about, can we be like, I want to connect. No, you don't. We don't need to connect. We ain't connect on the phone. You got my freaking phone number. What we connected for now? Like seriously. All right, let's go ahead and do you realize that we are going on a date tomorrow? Do you know what that means? T-shirt and jeans and food and laughs and maybe a glass of wine. What? Or did the kids in school? That is so amazing. All right, y'all. So we're gonna try this rusty hinge. I'm gonna look through my other ones just to see, because I'm not sure if we're gonna use rusty hinge or not. I could. Ooh, I'd be trying to use this shaded lilac and it don't be working like I really want it to work. We'll see. Let's see. I'll turn this over real quick. I want to try this color. All right, let's try this out. I like this. Make sure your husband is near so we can get a ride. We could just get a Uber if that's the case. I really can't indulge because I have to pick the child up from school tomorrow. Don't forget it's after my medical appointment. Now I'll text you once that appointment's over. What y'all think? Y'all like it? Y'all think we need to shade it a little bit more darker? Maybe a little darker. You like it? Thanks. Excuse the mic bump. Yeah, there we go. You like it. Thank y'all so much. So I live down the street from a shopping area, right? It has Home Goods, TJ Maxx, a shoe store, Michael's. I think it has two shoe stores, Old Navy. Long story short, I took my son to see if we can find him a water bottle. That's what we're gonna probably end up doing again today, looking for him a water bottle. That's spill proof. He can't chew on the daggone straw because he destroyed a few water bottles like that over the summer and his school one. And I need to look for. I want to get me some shorts, some or sweatpants. Right. I know it's hot, but that's my uniform. Okay. Hey Tony. Good morning. How you doing? You wanna see a black kitty cat? Well, you know what? We could work that out, Chocolate City Sam. Let me show you. We can make no, we'll see. I'm gonna just print another one and do it. Not today though, but in the future. Like this orange cat. If I had skills, we could take that orange cat and make him a little bit more less orange than what he is. Oh, I put that down too hard. I'm not that great at blending out when I make a mistake on camera because I started scrubbing hard and shaking. And so what I'm doing is stamping the ink pad, rubbing it, turning my brown paper into a bruise. I'm doing pretty good. Love the kitty cat. Thank you so much. And then I'm going because I don't want to have the first smidge on there because if I put the first smidge on there, come on, tape, stay in your spot. If I do the first smidge, then it creates like the center piece that looks messed up. But I did that right there too, so I need to adjust that. And I don't like adjusting it on camera because sometimes you got to get a good motion to work it out, and sometimes you don't. And I'm not using a glass mat. I'm using just paper. You don't really need a glass mat, but it just makes it so much easier to do. Today's the first time we haven't made a completed card project, y'all. Can you believe that? You have to see this on the 13th. He looked grumpy. It's the same picture, I know, but he just looked a little bit more grumpy doing it. Right. So we did that. Now we're gonna have 4 cards from here. I do want to show y'all. I showed everyone at the beginning, but I just want to go over this one last time or another time. So remember when I had told you I had went to the Dollar Tree a few days ago last week? I bought 2 of these things right here because I like containers. I have a container fetish. Anyway, I bought these to go with my craft stuff on my station. I might get one more, honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, or 2 more to put on my other workstation because I want to have one workstation for recording down here and one workstation for upstairs when I get back in there. But these are $1.25 at the Dollar Tree, unfortunately. And I think they work really well. You could put your pencils in if you wanted to, your pens and pencils, but I have a spot for that already. But I have I'll show you the empty one. I have this in here. The things my go-to, but I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I prefer to be able to pull things out versus digging down into it. So this works good for these scrapers. I have a few scrapers that I purchased in this. Now this is probably gonna go in my acrylic block situation that I have, but I only have 3 or 4 of those. So yeah, if you are into organization, some of you are, I know for a fact that you are, and you need something for all your desktop jewelry, here you go. Yeah, so I just want to go back over that again. I'll probably get 2 more today because I need to go to Dollar Tree and grab some pretzels for the big roommate. He expressed that he wanted pretzels because I had bought the little roommate some pretzels for his lunch. He better eat them too. And we did this. So I want to say thank y'all so very, very much. I had a great time today. I hope that you did as well. Let me check my phone because I feel like a collaboration day is coming up. I don't know. Also, I have a few medical appointments coming up. The 15th. We don't have anything on the 15th next week. So, no, I'll be here. I want to say thank y'all for watching. I hope that you had a great time. And until next time, happy crafting.